Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya Abir Maedhi Rudro Yate Dakshinang Mukham Te Namang Pahi Nityam Te Namang Pahi Nityam Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. O Lord, lead us from the unreal to the real. Lead us from darkness to light. Lead us from death to immortality. And evermore shine in our hearts with thy resplendent face. Om, peace, peace, peace be unto us all. So we were on the 10th chapter of Nectar of Supreme Knowledge, Yogavasishta Sara. And this chapter was talking about the ultimate truth, whether it is a state of emptiness or non-emptiness. It's a big philosophical dispute all the time with Buddhist ideas and the Vedantic ideas. But it is a state which is called empty and non-empty. So we are reading this idea described that this whole universe, what we see, is connected because of the object and the seer and the sin. This connection, Dishya darshana sambandhat na bhavet paramam sukham. Because we are connected with these sense objects and the sense organs, to connect that. When two are there, that happiness what we get, that cannot be supreme joy. It cannot be supreme bliss. And if you always think that is the supreme state, when the mind is totally destroyed, no mind annihilated, how it will come? Which is arising out of the uninterrupted and one-pointed meditation. Uninterrupted meditation, I am that, and uninterrupted and one-pointed. Mind not distracted in thousand thoughts. So long we live in the world of sense objects and its perception, then duality will remain, it will continue. That's why we cannot get supreme bliss, we cannot get that happiness which is absolute. So that was the major point of discussion. And then we came to this idea in the fourth verse and fifth verse is this. In this jada and ajada, in the verse number 4 we read, we have to take refuge in the truth. What is the truth? Jada ajada dishwar madhye jat tattam. Where is the jada means matter, and there is the consciousness. Our mind moves from jada to consciousness, or consciousness is obscured, it moves into the jada. So there is a particular point when it cannot say it is matter, you cannot say it is consciousness. So jat tat, there is a state, there is a point that is called paramarthik tattva. So always we have to take refuge in that state when there is no manifestation, no unmanifestation. That means where mind is stilled. So long mind functions, this is the duality exists. When mind collapses at the verges and merging into the absolute, mind, still last trace of that mind is dropped. That is the point. That point we have to focus. Ananta akasa hridayang tat sada asraya. Therefore, take refuge always in that truth, which is the supreme reality. And it is like infinite space everywhere, and remains in between the knowledge of the sentient and the knowledge of the insentient. That is the very important point. Knowledge of the sentient, you are aware of the matter, and you are aware of the consciousness. In these two, there is a junction where awareness remains only. Jada or Chetana, these two distinction vanish. So that is the subject, and we should take refuge in that, concentratedly focus there and absorb there. So that is the fourth verse. Now we read the fifth verse, which we have done it probably. The fifth verse on page 309, verse number 5th of the 10th chapter. It says, Drashti drishyasya sattangam Drashti drishyasya sattangam bandha iti abhidhiyate bandha iti abhidhiyate drashta drishya basat baddho drashta drishya basat baddho drishya bhavi vimuchyate drishya bhavi vimuchyate chate vimuchyate drashti drishyasya sattango bandha iti abhidhyate. What is it is called bondage? This is called bondage. Where what is called bondage? Drashti drishyasya satta. That when, O Anga, O my dear, O Ramachandra, Anga, satta. Here means, satta means here relationship. When a relationship is established between drashta, who is witness, and drishya, drishyasya jasatta. Drishya means objective universe. That nature is superimposed on drashta, witness. I don't think that I am Atman, I think I am this physical body, mind, etc. So, oh dear, the relationship of the seer, actually the seer who observes here is the witness. So whenever with the seen, the shasya, when there is a relationship comes, that is called bondage. All our suffering is because we don't look at the drashta, who witness consciousness. We see only drishya. Even my body is drishya. My mind is drishya. External object, of course, drishya is object. This is also object. I see my hand, I see my body. And drashta, even I see my activities of my mind in meditation. I can see my buddhi directing me, go this way, go that way. My ego saying, I am this, I am that. So these are all bondage. Swami Vivekananda said that as far as you move, riding on the chariot of your intellect, that is called bondage. Jatadur jao buddhi rathe kori arohan. As far as you go, riding on the chariot of your intellect. Imagine, you are riding and your intellect is guiding, this is correct, this is wrong, this is this. You are in duality. You are in bondage. There is no freedom. It starts from here, gross, here. You are a very intellectual person. Okay, you don't care for all this. Okay, go for a higher level. But so long you are riding the chariot of your intellect. This is the world of duality. Jatodur jao, as far as you go, Swamiji says, Buddhi Rath, Buddhi, intellect, is like a chariot. Kori Aroham, riding on that, Ei Sei Sangsar Jalodhi. This is the same world of duality, coming and going, birth and death. This cycle, Ei Sei Sangsar Jalodhi. Mrityu Shoka Kore Avartan. Death, birth, followed by death, birth, death, youth, this goes, this cycle, Sangsar Chakra, it continues. So that is the thing here is said, Drishya is the object, Drashta is he who is the observer, witness and the object witness. When they create a relationship, there is no relationship. It should not be. What relationship we have in anything with the world? Look at that. You were born, that time you had an environment, you find your relationship with them. You go to school, some hostel, stay somewhere. Old relationship, and this is another relationship. And that is serious. What is going on in your hostel or in your college, or that time what is happening in home with your mom and dad, that's gone. Now you go to the college, now you go to the job, working place. Relationship has started. My boss, my co-worker, this, that, he says, she says, this, that. The whole world rotating there. Drashta, drishya, sambandha. This relationship, that relationship is continuing as far as you go. So absolute Vedanta will say, when you can get out of this relationship, then you will be free. Only that remains. No relationship. This is for the world. All relationship is for the world. Non-relationship and only with the self, and that is the only truth. Of course, that truth will manifest in the world after you understand that you are the only witness and you are the only reality. When you come down again, you see the whole world as you. You are in everywhere. Then that is the real relationship. And that in that relationship there is no bondage. But in this relationship, when drishya and drashta, and drashti drishyasya satta, where there is satta, existence is there. Drashta satta, I am the witness. Drishya satta, these are the objects of visible universe. Even heaven, even your concept of the different planes of existence, gods and goddess and whatever it is, these are in the level of your mind. There is a observer, observe. Two things still remain. Maybe in a purer mind state of mind. But from Vedantic perspective, that is also bondage. So get out of all relationship, this nasty relationship. Only that's why this spiritual life starts with breaking the other relationship, going to the relationship with God. You make your friendship, make your all identity with God and God and God. And then that also get out when you go to Nirvikalpa Samadhi, your Saguna Brahma goes away. That relationship is also gone. That's why Ramakrishna is saying, "Oh Ma, don't make me absorbed. I want to take your name." She wants to keep a relationship. Why? For the good of the world. But we are so bound in the world, we don't have any connection. Without relationship, we cannot live in a moment. That relationship with the with the world, which is drishya, which is an object. An object means it has changes. Birth, death, decay, all these changes are there. So, don't make any relationship there. Make that you are separate from that. Drashta dishyasya, drishya avasad baddho, and drishya abhave vimuchyate. When from your mind this visible universe, this universe, subtle universe of heaven, hell, or this loka, that loka, all will vanish. Those are also in the realm of mind. Purer, 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 fine and finer, finer, finer. But still there is a trace of mind. So when the mind will be totally loosened, and that all relationship will collapse. As our relationship with the world remains how long? In the waking state we have relationship. When you go to the dream, this relationship evaporates. There is no this relationship. You create a relationship with the dream world, dream people. And you cry and weep and do everything there. See? Now you go to deep sleep. How peaceful. Why peaceful? There is no drishya. There is no visible object. There is no observer. There is observer, but I am not aware. That's why it is called the sleep. Deep sleep. And the coverage of deep ignorance. A veil, thick veil of the screen. You don't see a little trace of light coming out as it were. So drishya, see how scientific is this. Every day we experience that. When you go to sleep, a moment comes when drishya is totally gone. The universe, visible universe, your mental universe, your imaginary universe, your heaven, your hell, your suffering, your anxieties, all in the plane. That's gone. When you are in perfect peace. So this is called Vedanta. We know what we don't want to have that in our life. We say we are all spiritual people. We want God realization, but we behave the other way. That's why it is said, make a relationship through God. That is the relationship. At least that releases us from this ugly relationship which the whole world is entangled and whole world cries and weeps every moment. So, oh dear, the reality of the sense objects or its relationship with the seer, that is called verily bondage. That's called the bondage. That is verily the state of bondage of the conscious seer, S capital, the seer who always is the witness. When it comes under the control of the sin, sin controls me. This world controls me. There is something beautiful, my eyes are forced to go there. I am a slave. Someone passes by, my eyes are bound as slave. Oh, who is going? You are meditating here. Someone opens the door. Who is doing that? Your mind is there. As if we are slaves, they are pulling us forcefully. And I am trying to meditate on God. But see, power is that of the objective universe is so big, no? That it drags us, pulls us. That's the bondage. What else is bondage? So it is when it comes under the control of the sin. It should be control of the seer. I want to see, I will see. I don't want to, I don't want to. I am the boss. But I am not the boss. I have become a slave. That's why it is said, don't make friendship with the slaves. If your slave mentality will come. So that's why it is said, you keep association with such people where what you want to be, keep your relationship with them. Huh? You keep holy company, holiness will come to you. You keep with ugly company, your mind will be ugly. So association has such tremendous power. Though ultimately it is not, though ultimately so long you stand before the mirror, you are there, and you pass away, mirror does not care for you. Mirror will be mirror. So another comes, okay, you come and I see you. But you go, forget. It does not keep any trace on the mirror. So the mind will be pure like that. Whatever comes, goes. It has no attachment. But we are slave. We are bound slaves of the object which we live in. Pancha, five objective universe is five. Rupa, Rasa, Sabda, Gandha, Sparsha. Five. They have made us slave. We have no freedom as it were. So how to be off? So to break this relationship and always feel I am the witness consciousness. This universe is only object. I don't care for this relationship. I want to know who am I, so my relationship is with me, who am I? And that is the conscious entity, Satchidananda entity. So here, when it comes under the control of the sin, then is the bondage. Again, the seer becomes totally free whenever there is the absence of the sin. When the external universe, this object disappear, like in a deep sleep, you are in pure, you are free from all bondage, is it not? Give your own experience. Every one of us can testify. When you go to deep sleep, what happens? Where is your bondage? Where is your cry? Where is your weeping? Where is your excitement? Where is your depression? Where is your tension? Because you have stopped the objective universe, seen, S-E-E-N. There is nothing to be seen, only seer. That is happening every day in the dream. Suppose if you can go by meditation and reach that point, when you only remain in your subject, who you are, then what will happen? That's called the revelation. That's called the Brahma Jnana. There people are freed forever. Then why? Because there is no objective universe. There is no sin, nothing to see. He is quoting from Vedanta Dindima. What it says, Drik Drishyo Dau Padarthosta Paraspara Vilakshanam. Drik Adrishya. Again, Drik is the witness, Drishya is the object. This Drishya Dau Padartho, these are two objects. Sta, Paraspara Virodhi. They are all totally diametrically opposite. One is light, one is darkness. One is ignorance, another is illumination. One is the object, one is the subject. But it has turned the table opposite way. Drik Brahma, Drishyang Maya. Drik, who is watching, Drik, I see, I am the Drik, witness. Drik Brahma, this I observe, I am the seer, I am Brahman. Drik Brahma. Drishyang Maya, this universe, what I see, it is Maya. Why Maya? So long you see it is there, when you don't see it is gone. This is what is called Maya. Maya is that which appears but has no permanent reality with you. At least first you see it subjectively. For you, it has no permanent reality. When you are a waking state, this reality is there. When you go to dream world, this reality is nothing for you, no meaningless. A dream world becomes real. And when the dream also goes, this and that both goes away. Where does it go, you do not know. You don't feel them. You don't experience them. So that is called the Drik Brahma. He who observes, he is the Brahman. Drishyang Maya. Sad iti Vedanta Dindimaha. This is the clarion call of Vedanta. The beating of the drum, Vedanta says, this is Vedanta. What is Vedanta? Simple word. Drik Brahma, who observes. See, from morning onward, you say, I came to temple, I sat for meditation, I went out, I prepared the breakfast, I served the breakfast, I ate the breakfast, I read this book, So now, see, you look at that, whole morning till now, you are the observer. Somebody in you is observing all your activities. Activities are going how? Through your body and mind. Activity is going through your body and mind. They are drishya. They are the object. This is the subject, that is the object. So, this and this, whatever object which is changing, that is called Maya. Witness does not change. Same witness yesterday. You forgot many things, but you remember from your waking up till you went to bed and you dreamt. If you keep a diary like that, your diary means what? You witnessed all these stories, no? Suppose if someone keeps a diary of every day's diary. Huh? So, when you read them, you remind yourself, oh, this is the truth. I was here, I saw this person came. No, what you noted down, who noted down? The observer. So observer's view you can find that one observer have witnessed 1980, 1990, 2000, 2010, 2020, January, February, March 9, COVID started and this and that. Everything is observed by somebody else. But that is not changing. You feel you have observed all through the... Suppose you keep a diary, so from your childhood till now, some people keep diary. You just read those things, you will be surprised. Oh, I went there. Oh, I did say so. Oh, I did it. That means you have observed what has happened. You memory forget. That's why you're writing saying that you did it, did that. So you are the unchanging of subject, witness. You observed all these events. And what has things has come, it is like a movie film. The reel comes and reel runs on. One goes, another. No? And your experience goes on, sometimes cry, sometimes weep. But you are the witness standing here. The reel is moving. And the connection, which is drishya, connection, giving you the experience of suffering or joy, that is called bondage, and that is called our present life. It is so clear, and the scriptures helps us to understand. But we don't want to go there. That's the major point. How much we hear, it goes here and goes out. Who cares for those things to apply in life? No. We just do the opposite. We say, read this and apply in the opposite direction. But don't be upset, because that is the fact of life. That is the Maya Thakni Ram. We are all under the spell of Maya, because I don't listen to the conscious self. I listen to the object, not the subject, not the witness, consciousness, seer, but the scene. We are slaves of the scene. Scene has more power than the subject. Anything can irritate me in a second. Anything can make me happy outside in a moment. Anything can put me into depression in a moment. But here, who is observing depression, who is observing excitement, no one takes note of that. So this is the Maya. So this Vedanta Dindima, it says the seer and the sin are opposed to each other. That is different objects. Seer is of the nature of Brahman, and the sin is Maya, illusory. This is verily the declaration of all the Vedanta scriptures. The witness is of the essential nature of knowledge of the self. Who is witness? His nature is always shining nature. So essentially, it is self. What is our real self? But being entangled with this superimposed relationship with this illusory sense, this objective thing, what is happening. Scene is changing every day, everywhere. No. You are here, you go to treasure doors, another sin. You come out in the road, another sin. You pass this, go to the hike somewhere, another sin. Sin is always changing. And we are getting entangled or dejected. We likes and dislikes. That's our life. And that is our joy and suffering. That's the point. But nothing is happening to the witness. So, superimposed relationship, this relationship is not real, it is superimposed. And the illusory scene, like a movie scene I said, slowly why it is coming? Due to ignorance. We enter into the movie hall to be ignorant. And we pay money and enter into there, and first thing they do, switch off the light. Darkness. What is darkness? Feel that you are not there. No one is around you. You project yourself in the projection. And you get terrified there. You smile sometimes. You jump in joy. You are excited sometimes. You are frightened sometimes. This is the same thing happening here. All this excitement, joy, fun going on. And we get so much entangled into it. That's another movie. When you go to see the movie, and someone can focus on you, your face, all the time, and take another picture of yours, entire 1.5 hour or 45 minutes to 1 hour movie or whatever movie, that will be another thing to show. Like a mad guy, sometimes you're smiling. Everything expression happening, you're a mad guy. And why are you doing like that? Are this man sitting over here? We are mad guys from our childhood till every day. We're doing the same funny thing. But nothing has happened to me. I'm sitting in the chair. Neither the fire, neither the bullet, neither the crash of the train or plane crash, nothing affecting me. It is happening there. No connection. It is object. I am the subject. But I am involved into it. They have made me a slave of that scene, what is going on the screen. So therefore the self becomes liberated when? As soon as the superimposition on the scenes ceases through the attainment of knowledge. Page 310. Okay? It may be translated in another way. That's the alternative meaning is given here. Oh dear, the existence of the seer and the sin is verily the bondage. The seer becomes bound due to contact with the sin and becomes free due to the absence of the sin. You cannot remove the sin, just you cannot tear out. You cannot say, hey, the building go. It will not go. It will remain. But its validation is there because you are involved into it. You give its validity. If you don't give its validity, it is non-existent for you. You give recognition to someone, that person becomes powerful. If you don't give recognition, it does not mean anything to you. Suppose some little crazy guy is passing by and talking to himself and hoo. Right? You say, hey, why is doing like that? And you can cry and weep. And you think, oh, he's a crazy guy going, okay. So that same person, same activity, you will be not affected by that. But this is our bondage. We get connected. A drik drishya sambandhat. Again, one point. One point of this 4-5 verses going on, sambandha. Why you are sambandha? Why are you making a relationship there? Why not make relationship here? Because this you have tried from childhood till today, you never got satisfied. Only it is Maya. But if you now bring Vedanta, everywhere is God, that's a different thing. Then all relationship is God only. That's a different thing. That does not bind you. But we rarely, that's a very high state of mind one can keep there, to think that is all God, all relationship. Huh? Amar Shakol Rasher Dhara, and there is Robin Tagore song. Amar Shakol Rasher Dhara, Jai Tomate Jai Mile. My all the rasa means the, what you call, the taste, the love, that blend into you. My love for my mom, love for my father, love my son, love for my wife, for husband, for friend, all this connection, this sweetness which I find in it, let it merge into you. That's another angle. That's a eye of a seer. Because seer sees that I, that my real I is permeated everywhere. And all my relationship is because of that. But for the struggle, one will have to think something different.
No, we read in Gita that about the connection, that once you get connected, then you get the love, and then once you get the love, then when it is anger, and from anger you lose your mind, buddhi, and once you lose your buddhi, then you are totally lost. So that it begins from the connection. In the morning when we read from Gita, Shamvat Sanjayate Kamo, so that is about the, is it the same thing about Shambanda? You said that it is the Shambanda and the connection, Greek and Vishya. So is it the same thing, same verse that it is like that talking about?
The question is, she is asking, is it because of the same relationship, Gita suggests, that you desire something, and if you don't get the desire, then you get frustrated. Frustration being anger, desire means kamat krodho vijayat. Then krodha, bhavati sammoha, attachment comes. Attachment, samman, krodhat bhavati sambandha, buddhi, then krodhat bhavati krodhat bhavati sanmoha, sanmohat buddhi vibhrama. And when you get attached, then your understanding, reasoning, all is lost. Sambandhat, krodhat bhavati sambandhat, buddhinashat pranashati. Gradually you die and you die. That is the purpose of relationship, external relationship minus God. That happens, and people can crave and desire. But that desire, when it is not controlled by reason and rationality, that takes us down the hill like that. And it ruins the person. That's the point. There is no death. Again he comes up, he awakens, but that is the death. So this sambandha, okay, we are getting disturbed here. Our prashna darkar nahi. So that is the point. For step by step things comes like that. So that is the relationship which leads to bondage and suffering. So you don't create that relationship. Don't desire. Why we desire? Because we are incomplete. I think I am incomplete. By getting this object I will be complete. Therefore I run for that. But not knowing that here is the source of all joy and bliss. So, but if you run for anything, seeing God there, then it is something different. You are not bound at all. No bondage can be there. Now he says that the existence means the characteristic of seer and sin. What is the essential quality of the seer? Now, to know a little bit on the page 310. The ability to see makes a seer. The seer, in the absence of that quality, the seer no longer remains seer. So, if you see, then you are a seer. No? If you cook, if you prepare some, you drive the car, then we are called driver. So if you don't drive, so why shall I call you driver? So if you don't see, then you are not the seer. So However, the quality alone is separating it from the sin. This quality, that seer means he only witnesses. This quality, when you lose it, we have lost it. We are the witness. We are witnessing, actually witness, but we have lost that identity. I have become one with the witness, with the objects, with the situations, with the environment. So that is alone, that is the bondage. So I am forgetting my divine nature and identifying with the object, and I am so inclined and infused into it that we become totally lost into the object. But I forgot that I am this eternal subject. As the seeing ability of the seer and the essential quality of the sin are different. Essential quality of the sin is what? This object. It is made of matter, it has name and form. Who is observing? He is the conscious entity. Consciousness can penetrate everywhere. This is the gross. It cannot be the object. Its nature is different, its nature is different. So when the relationship between them is no possible. Consciousness, its nature is light and illumination. Matter and Maya, this is ignorance and darkness. It is confusion. It is a play of the mind, play of the buddhi, play of the ego. So this cannot be together. It is said the alok andhakaravat. One is like light, another is like darkness. Can they stay together, light and darkness in one place? No. When there is darkness, there is no light. When there is light, there is no darkness. Light and darkness cannot stay together. Similarly, consciousness and the object which is we see, this Brahman and Maya, cannot stay together. But because I am overpowered by Maya, I have forgotten my nature of Brahman and I have become a victim of it and I am playing like an ignorant soul. So it cannot be. In reality, this connection is impossible. One is of the nature of consciousness, one is of the nature of blissfulness, one is the nature of eternal reality, versus these are all the nature of unconscious, or it is matter. It is of the nature jara. It is of the nature of time bound. It is within the time-space causation. And it has its beginning, it has its end, it has its death, it has its changes. But Atman, there is no change, no birth, no death. So it cannot mix together. Totally opposite. That's the subject to meditate. How this has happened? That's why Vedanta says it has not happened. You are just thinking that. Nothing has happened. That Vedanta always says. Nothing has happened. You are never bound. You are thinking you are bound. Who can help you? Think from tomorrow you are free. Free you will be. So this contradictory thing which cannot be, it has made it as if it is there. So that is the bondage. This is in turn makes the enjoyment stronger. Unless there is more than one object, there cannot be any relationship. Moreover, seeing is neither the seer nor the object to see, and not even being an independent third object, it is completely different from the two. This is verily called illusion. Therefore, the absolute existence, which is beyond Maya, exists in all those three states. This is the real self, Atman, which is non-different from the reality. Huh? Is it okay? We are talking too much. Seer seen. Drigdishya vivek. Huh? The essence of Drigdishya vivek. Yeah.
So I heard this many times that you can just say to yourself, I am free. I am Atman, I am pure, I'm stainless, I'm the Supreme. Yet, I don't behave like that.
Yeah, that's why there is Odhikari. That's why we should not jump into this analysis all the time. I am the witness, I am nobody. No, it is not. You have to start to purify the mind, to pray. That Saguna Brahma Upasana is necessary. That's why we go to the temple, we say pranam. Oh Lord, I am trying, I am helpless, I cannot do that. Give me strength. Prayer, tears, selfless activity, not looking forward with others, seeing the goodness in others. So all these things have to be taken into account. It's a building process. It's a process of purification process. It does not come because without this background, if one starts thinking, I am infinite, I am birthless, it seems very interesting and very enjoyable, but it does not bring effect because there's too high platform you are talking. It is not wrong. What you just said, this is the core lesson here. But am I fit to go to the high altitude in the what you call in the what you call the in the rocket, to go into the space without getting any preparation. Oh, rocket is good. I can see the universe. They'll put some nose and this and that, and I'll be there. Hurry! Without that, there is no gravitational pull. And in that state, when you live in, your body will shatter. Are you prepared for that? That is the mistake on Vedanta sometimes we do. That idea should be there, kept in the background of the mind. But mind should be prepared, bhakti upasana, prayer, japa, constant service idea, service to others, thinking, trying that God is there, oh Lord, I am trying, please help me. All these will help us to be fit to think like that. Therefore, preparation is necessary. Not wrong. Yes, in the space, someone will have to go in the space. Some people will go. But see their preparation, what they do, how many months, years, what they do. So in spiritual flight like that, we'll have to prepare ourselves. And where we are, our mind is connected with the object. We are entangled into it. Little thing of this world disturbs us so much. How can I say that flight, I am beyond? Yes, true, that is the ultimate truth. Ultimate truth is nothing but that. But I am where I am. I am climbing the mountain. I am in the, we are accustomed to take breath in our normal ground, earth. No? Now you go 10,000 feet, it will be little difficult. But you have to acclimatize. And then you, when you are accustomed with 10,000, then go 20,000, 12,000, 15,000, 80,000. Go. Then you can go where? But you have to build up the muscle. So, Odhikari too, that's why very important. Along with this, we shall have to practice that.
So you say keep polishing the mind.
Yeah, polishing the mind. Every day we selfless work, the service to God, thinking always, trying to keep the mind pure, unadulterated with the pollution of the world, of duality. Pollution, many types of pollution. Pollution is that anger, frustration, irritation. So life is full of this which they force us, makes us entangled into it. That will not allow you to come this side. So that we should be watchful there. At the same time, yes, these are, I am the witness, these are happening. Okay, it will pass, it is passing. You see, morning's seriousness is now not there. The noon time, what I was very worried about, it's gone now. In evening time, what is done, now at 8:20, it is no more there. So everything is passing. So teach, oh, I am the witness, I am seeing, these are passing scenes. So take all these ideas, detachment. So it is to be practiced. That's why scripture gives, Ramakrishna says, just to plunge into sadhana. All this yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, or in the yogic term, or what you call, viveka, vairagya, Samadhi, Sataka Sampatti, Mumukshatva. No? Every day we have to think about that. Viveka, analyze. Vivek, Vairagya, if I think that that is not congenial for my spiritual growth, how we can avoid it, how we can give up, no? Viveka, Vairagya, and then love God, on the contrary, or myself, no? Language is different only. Myself, or we call Ramakrishna, or we call God. According to one's own perception, that God is this or that. Now, then 6 treasures, Sama, Dhamma, Titiksha, Upurati, these are very important. These practices are very important. Internal control, external control, no? Endurance, how much we are becoming tolerant with the things. Intolerable, but I can endure that. No? Samadama titiksha, upurati, how can I withdraw the mind? There is going on, but how can I withdraw? We fail all the time. Shraddha, faith and trust for scripture, faith and trust in God, faith and trust in holy people. So these are all characters. This will be, then it will speed up. But most of the time people do fail to pay attention on these 6 treasures, and viveka, vairagya, and then it will be meaningful, purposeful, it will be joyful, then journey will be joyful.
There are 42 questions.
One question or many?
Few.
Okay. But it will go away or what? I am to. Do we become one with Ishvara in deep sleep? How is the bliss of Savikalpa Samadhi different? Yes. Yeah, that is a big question. That do we become one with Ishvara? No question of Ishvara. When we go to sleep every day, we go close to him. As I just said, there is a deep veil. That other side is full of light, and this side is total darkness. So when we go to deep sleep, withdraw from the visible universe, dream universe, then we go to that state and just stand there. On the opposite side is God, absolute. But what happens? And his nature is Satchidananda. And that Satchidananda percolates through the veil little bit. And that little bit gives us so much joy. I had a good sleep last night. But no change happens in our life. We go as a fool, idiot, and we come back the same idiot, same fool. No transformation. But as you said, Savikalpa or Samadhi, when someone goes there with meditation and consciously, mind is awake. Here mind is sleeping. Now mind is awake, no? When you sit for meditation, still mind is awake. You are trying to focus on your Savikalpa form of God, say Rama, Krishna, Christ, Buddha, whatever. You are thinking he is God himself, he is the infinite ocean of light condensed, like that. And you focus there. And if you go like that and get absorbed there, then what will happen? You lose your little self and you merge into your divine self. As a result, you are called illumined soul. You come back, you become a saint, a sage. So Swami Vivekananda said, when one travels in this way to the inner realm, he becomes a saint. He comes back as a saint. But every day we go back to the same state. But there is a deep veil of ignorance. We remain the same old guy. Like Ramakrishna's example, you go to take a dip in the Ganga, the sins leave you. But when you come out, again the sin drops on your head. So similarly here also, as soon as I come out of this dream, I sleep, Immediately all the thoughts, all our reality, all the bhoot, all the ghosts and goblins then enter. Where we ended there, in the morning what happens? Oh, I'll have to run to the temple, I'm late. All these thoughts came. Just you woke up and boom, all these thoughts. Oh, I'll have to do this job. Oh, I have a meeting. I have this, I have that. See? So all these things were all squeezed as it were. And then it just opens up again. So, yes, this has not this state of samadhi or anything, but the self get the knowledge of the world without mind and intellect. What is that? The self get the knowledge. Can the self, capital self, get the knowledge of the world without mind? Self is self. If the capital self, he will get the knowledge, then he becomes small self. Yes, he gets, as we are now getting the knowledge of the self. Capital self mixed with Maya is the small self. And yes, we are having. But capital self, when you go, there is nothing but Brahman. Or that is called another way, only God or divine. How does one detach emotion from the mind waves? It is a practice how to detach our emotions from the mind waves. Mind waves is emotion, no? So mind only detachment comes when we attach to God. Mind is attached to this, mind should be attached to that. This is the only change. We love the world, we have to love God. As much we love God, so much detachment will come to the world. Ramakrishna gave the example, if you move one step towards the east, one step you are off from the west. No? You put 5 steps in towards the east, 5 steps you are off. You need not have to think about the west. How shall it go? How shall it go? That's why our spiritual practice is very important. If we can intensify our practice, remember God all the time, that attaching our mind with God will automatically make detached from the world. And also there is another path that we will have to analyze. If I get attached, what is the benefit? How much suffering I get? Why shall I be attached again? Let me love, but detached love. Suppose detached love is a very serious question. Suppose someone says detached love. How is detached love? Detached love is this. You love your son, you love your friend, something has happened. You do, because of your love, you do the best help you can do, think, pray for him even. But ultimately, if something serious happens, then and you should get not involved so much that you cry and weep and then you get lost. You will say, I did it my best. It is God's hand. God has done, so be it. Let it be so. So to accept the will of God, that is called detachment. We will have to learn that, doing our own things and giving it to God. If we are aware of our thoughts, the thoughts must be drisya or maya. How can one see thought coming and catch it before it enters the mind? Where is its origin? Its origin is in maya, in the mind itself. So long the mind is there, the thoughts will come. So how the thoughts can be made connected with the divine? Divine thoughts. Or you say, thoughts should be, our Raja Yoga says, the mind is like ripple. You stop that ripple, make that ripple free. The mind will be mindless. Thoughts you cannot give up, but you have to replace lower thought with higher thought. You think of the material world, you think of God's thought, Satchidananda thought. You chant some mantra, think of its meaning. You are thinking. You are replacing one thought by other. Like Ramakrishna said, one thorn pricks, you take out another thorn to prick out, and throw away both. Don't preserve them. So our thought, mind, thinks something. because it is habituated with the sensory objects. It thinks that way. But it continues to give me suffering. Therefore, now I understand I should not think this way, rather I will think of God. So if we can put every thought, we put God's thought, Brahmarpanam, Brahmahovi, Brahmagno, Brahmanahutam, all these mantras remind us that it is, think of that one truth. Or you can bhakti, ahar karo, mone karo, ahuti dei shama mare. You are a mother, you are eating, you think, no, I am not eating, I am offering it to the mother within me. No? So your thought is there, your action is there, you are purifying that action, bringing the awareness of mother, or awareness of Krishna, or awareness of God, or Vedantic idea of Brahman. So its origin is in mind itself. Mind, that's why Swami Vivekananda said, mind is called Maya. Mind itself is Maya. Somebody says, oh, one question is there, don't we enter the movie hall of Maya to learn also? Just like a good film always teaches us something. Yes, we learn. If we learn, good. But how many people learn? But we people go pay money and cry and weep and come back. Sometimes cry, sometimes smile, sometimes like a, what you call, joker, no? In the yeah.
The movie Joker.
So they only, we go like a clown. We go sit there, pay money, and cry and weep and smile and how and come back. This experience is necessary. What is experience? If you learn some experience, then it is good. But we are so much drawn into these things, we don't learn. Yes, it can be a learning process. Self is Sattam Jnanam Ananta. Yes, true. Self, capital self, our real self. So knowledge should directly illumine the world. How seer and sin merge in this knowledge. When you are in knowledge, there nothing merges, but we have forgotten that knowledge. That's why ignorance has come. And in ignorance, we have superimposed one thing for the other. Like the snake on the rope. There is no snake at all, but we have imposed the idea of snake, and we are crying and weeping. So this itself, it is knowledge. Sattam in truth. Really, when you attain to that state of Brahmananda or your self-knowledge or the state of experiencing the reality, there is nothing but Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, Brahma. That is the only reality. There is nothing but. And who will say Satya, who will say Jnana, who will say Ananta? Not three. That reality is there. Ramakrishna going into ecstasy and feeling that one absorption. There is no two, there is no many. But when you come down, then again body-mind identity comes. There are the expressions. So there comes the seer, seen, etc. The merge in the ultimate knowledge, there is nothing like that, excepting only that truth or Brahma Jnana or that knowledge. I try practice noticing that I am the witness in my everyday activities, but it is a struggle. I often remember after the fact. What is the best way to help myself remember in the moment? Yeah, it is a great progress. This question you understand. Question is, I try to practice noticing that I am the witness in every activities. But it is a struggle. I often remember after that, after the fact, what is the best way to help myself remember in the moment? It's a big question. It is a great progress, undoubtedly, because you are always trying to think that I am the witness, every activity is going on, but I am the witness. I am not involved, I am not involved. But we forget. Yes. You are advanced person because you remember that you failed, but we are passing the 24 hours, never think that I have failed. I think I did meditation, I did prayer, I did this. You did nothing. But you are becoming aware that it is a failure, that you are failing, that you are the witness. I want to think I am the witness, but I forgot. Its practice should be, as soon as you remember, start. You forgot 5 hours that I am the witness. As soon as you remember, I forgot. But really, I am the witness. The screen of the Maya is going one by one before me. Just to think that way. And then you forget. Again start. Whenever you remember, start. This is the practice. This obhas is the only way our scriptures suggest.
That's all, no more question.
Eh?
No more.
Yeah, that is the last question probably. So we are to practice, though we know that we are Atman, we are Brahman.
Which one is the easier practice? As soon as you remember, you start doing japa, or you
Whatever you are doing, what is the easy practice? What practice you are doing? What practice you are doing? Do that practice. If you are a Vedanta practice, witness consciousness, stand on witness consciousness. Day and night, think one thought, I am the witness, I am the witness. If you can, you are stable, you are strong enough to think that way. Or you think, oh mother, everything is going on by God's will. The leaf is moving by God's will. This is happening in my by God. Oh mother, because of you it is happening. Follow whatever your principle, you do that. No one can dictate from outside. You know what you are comfortable with. Keep that thought repeating again and again and again till you understand that that is practice is to be intensified. Intensified practice. And any success needs continuous practice. Those people in the modern age, now younger people knowing of the computer. You are practicing all the time like a toy you are behaving, then you know so much of us. And we are old people, if we try to pierce here, oh my God, what will happen? Oh, it's gone. What shall I do now? I scratch my head. No. But you people, okay, gone. Try this, push it, and you know. So practice make it easy, no? So in spiritual life also, unknown area, this is too more visible, this is invisible area. So we will have to follow our own style in which we are happy or we were familiar with it. A Vedanta, devotion, prayer, whatever. You can surrender every moment. Oh, everything is happening. This is in the world, but I don't see you. Let me see you, your divine play, your grace, your action. Please help me. So this is to be selected by our own thoughts. Thank you all for putting these questions. I do not know that answer is enough, but you can think over your questions, then you will get the response yourself. Because truth is here itself. God. So I need not, only said a few words, what I understood, but real response will come when you close your eyes and look into your heart. Thank you all for being here. So we'll close our reading today with chant, and tomorrow we'll see you again at 7:30 for gospel class. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Ram Krishna Arpanamastu.